Thank you so much. Happy is an understatement for me to be here. Anything connected to Muthaiya Muralidharan, we used to call him Murli, is from the heart. Because not only he was the greatest spinner of all times, he's one of the greatest human beings you'll ever meet. Soft, gentle, kind, and always smiling. I've grown up in an era with a very strong Indian team and had some great players. But for us, Sri Lanka was Murli. And I'm saying that with due respect to everyone. Sri Lanka has produced some great players. Aravinda De Silva, Kumara Sangakkara, Mahela Jayawardene, and Arjuna Ranatunga was a very good player who was the World Cup winning captain. So they've had some outstanding players. But Murli was different. As I said, you land in Colombo, you land in Sri Lanka, you go to anywhere, everybody from I remember my first trip in 1997. Yes, my first trip in 1997 to Sri Lanka, and we used to go to Sri Lanka very often. Every summer we used to be there. The Taj Samudra Hotel in Colombo was just like our home. I remember my first trip. I landed and I was going through the immigration at the Colombo airport, and they were very kind people. India was coming, and they said all the best for the tournament, all the best for the series. Have a good trip. But remember, we have Murli, and I remember the exact words, and this used to happen all the time. He was not just the backbone, every bone of the body for Sri Lankan cricket, and I'm so happy he's done a biopic. I've seen him on the field, I've seen him off the field, I've met his family, I've seen him in Colombo. He's unbelievable. I must say something. I've played the young Muralidharan, I've played the middle-aged Muralidharan, and I've played the old Muralidharan. And the hardest was the old Muralidharan. And I mean everything what I say, because I'm not saying because there's media, it's because of his biopic, but it was the hardest as he got older. He could spin the off spin this much, he could spin the off spin that much, he could bowl the straighter one, he could bowl the one which would go the other side. And the best thing Rahul Dravid told me, we used to bat together a lot those days. He said, how do I cover drive him? I said, don't worry, you don't worry about the cover drive, leave the cover drive to me, you just rotate the strike with Murli. So, he's been absolutely fascinating. 800 test wickets, and he's not added the one days also. And how much in one days? Only 400? Can you imagine? 540 one day wickets, 540 one day wickets, 800 test wickets. So it's 1340 international wickets for Sri Lanka. So I'm not wrong in saying that Murli meant Sri Lanka, or it's the other way. Sri Lanka meant Murli, and he brought Sri Lanka on the map. Through his cricketing heroics, through his wickets, he actually was responsible for bringing Sri Lanka on the world map. Whether the wicket spun, whether you played in Colombo, whether you played at the Oval, whether you played in Melbourne, or whether you played in the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai, Murli will come and pick 5 wickets and spin the ball this much, this much, this much, and this much. So that's how good he was. I wish him all the best in life. Just like everybody finishes playing sport, he finished. I still remember his last wicket at his home ground, and I think he got Pragyan Ojha caught at first slip. His last wicket, his last test match. I can't remember his first wicket, but I can remember his last wicket, and what a pleasure it was just knowing him. It wasn't too much fun playing him because he hardly gave anything to hit, but knowing Muthaiya Muralidharan, the person, is amazing. And as I said, you ask everybody around the world, you won't get a better gentleman than Muthaiya Muralidharan.